Welcome back to the channel. Rocket. Today, we're busting some of the biggest myths you've probably believed your whole life. From sugar highs to goldfish memory, get ready, because most of what you thought was true isn't. Let's get right into it. The sugar high lie. Parents everywhere believe sugar instantly turns kids into hyper little tornadoes, bouncing off the walls and causing chaos. But here's the truth. Science has tested this claim, and it doesn't hold up. In controlled studies, some kids were given sugar while others were given fake sugar. Neither the children nor their parents knew which group they were in. The results? Absolutely no difference in behavior. The kids who ate sugar weren't any more hyper than those who didn't. What really changed was the parents' perception. When they thought their kids had sugar, they started watching them like hawks and blamed every laugh, jump, or burst of energy on candy. In reality, birthday parties, not sugar, make kids wild. Number 9. Your brain isn't slacking off. You've probably heard the old claim that humans only use 10% of their brains. Sounds mysterious, right? But it's completely false. That's like saying fish only swim in 10% of the ocean. It just doesn't make sense. Modern brain scans prove our brains are active all over, all the time, even while we sleep. Your brain controls breathing, heart rate, memory, emotions, and problem-solving non-stop. It may be only 2% of your body's weight, but it burns about 20% of your daily energy, like a tiny supercomputer running at full power. If 90% of it were useless, evolution would have trimmed it away long ago. In fact, even tiny brain injuries cause massive problems, showing just how important every part really is. Number 8. Pennies from heaven won't kill you. You've probably heard the dramatic claim that if someone dropped a penny from the top of the Empire State Building, it could slice through a person's skull like a bullet. Sounds terrifying, but it's pure myth. Here's what really happens. When a penny falls, gravity pulls it downward, but air resistance quickly slows it down. After about 50 feet, the penny reaches its top speed, around 25 miles per hour, which is about the same speed as a casual bike ride. At that speed, getting hit would sting, maybe feel like a sharp flick, but it wouldn't be fatal. Ironically, you'd be in more danger from a falling ballpoint pen, since its aerodynamic shape allows it to drop like a tiny dart. Number 7. Lightning strikes twice. You've probably heard the saying, lightning never strikes the same place twice. Sounds reassuring, but it's completely wrong. In reality, lightning often strikes the same spot over and over again. Take the Empire State Building, for example. This massive skyscraper is hit by lightning about 25 times every single year. Then there's Roy Sullivan, a U.S. park ranger who holds the record for surviving the most lightning strikes, 7 in total. He became known as the human lightning rod. The truth is simple. Lightning seeks the easiest path to the ground, usually the tallest object in the area. So if you're standing under a lone tree in an open field, guess what? You've basically turned yourself into a perfect lightning target. Number 6. Vikings didn't wear horns. When you picture Vikings, you probably imagine fierce warriors charging into battle wearing helmets with giant horns sticking out. But that's pure fiction. In reality, no Viking ever went to war dressed like that. Archaeologists have uncovered authentic Viking helmets, and they're all simple, sturdy, and practical, designed to protect, not to impress. So where did this horn helmet myth come from? In the 1800s, opera costume designers decided that adding horns to helmets would make characters look more dramatic and fearsome on stage. The image stuck, and soon people believed it was history rather than theater. Ironically, horns in battle would have been a disaster, easy to grab, heavy, and likely to get caught on things. Real Vikings preferred efficiency over fashion. Number 5. Shaving doesn't make hair thicker. One of the most common grooming myths is that shaving makes your hair grow back thicker, darker, or faster. But science proves this is completely false. When you shave, you're simply cutting the hair at the surface of your skin, leaving each strand with a blunt edge. As the hair grows back, That flat edge makes it feel stiffer or look darker, but in reality, nothing about the hair itself has changed. Its thickness, color, and growth rate are all determined by your genetics, not your razor. If shaving truly boosted hair growth, baldness would have been solved ages ago. Imagine just shaving your head daily to cure it. Sadly, no razor on earth can rewrite your DNA or stop hair loss. Number 4. Swimming after eating is safe. Almost every kid has heard the warning. Wait 30 minutes after eating before you go swimming, or you'll get cramps and drown. Sounds scary, but it's nothing more than a myth. There's no scientific or medical evidence that eating before swimming is dangerous. In fact, the American Red Cross has confirmed it's perfectly fine. The idea came from the belief that blood rushes to your stomach for digestion, leaving too little for your arms and legs, but the human body is more than capable of handling both at once. At worst, you might feel a mild cramp if you swim right after a huge meal, similar to running after eating. Competitive swimmers even snack during training without any issue. Number 3. Your head isn't a heat chimney. You've probably been told, wear a hat, or you'll lose half your body heat through your head. But that's not true. Heat doesn't magically escape faster from your head than from the rest of your body. In reality, heat loss is proportional to the amount of skin exposed. Since your head makes up about 10% of your body's surface area, it can only lose about 10% of your heat, not 50%. The myth likely started with old survival studies where people were bundled up in coats, but left their heads uncovered, so naturally heat escaped from there. Your head may feel colder because of all the blood vessels close to the skin, but it's not a chimney pouring heat away. Number 2. Goldfish do remember. Goldfish are often mocked as forgetful creatures with only a 3-second memory, but that idea couldn't be more wrong. In reality, goldfish are surprisingly intelligent and capable of remembering things for months. Scientists have tested them in mazes, and not only could they solve the puzzles, but they also recalled the solutions long after. Goldfish can even recognize human faces. Imagine your little pet swimming up because it knows you bring the food. With training, some goldfish have learned to perform tricks like swimming through hoops, pushing tiny balls, or even playing a version of underwater soccer. They can also distinguish between different sounds and pieces of music. Not bad for a creature with a brain smaller than a pea. Number 1. Gum doesn't stay in your stomach. You've probably been warned that if you swallow chewing gum, it will sit in your stomach for 7 long years. But don't worry. That's nothing more than a myth. It's true that your body can't fully digest gum because of its rubbery base, but that doesn't mean it gets stuck inside you forever. Instead, gum passes through your digestive system almost the same way corn or seeds do. Within 1 to 2 days, it usually exits your body naturally. Doctors only warn against swallowing large amounts of gum repeatedly, which could cause rare blockages. For the average person, though, 1 swallowed piece is harmless. The truth is, gum lasts for years only on sidewalks, not in your stomach.